Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
Paranormal Bunker. You'll come on down and join Nikki, Robert, Kayla, and Cole. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sit with us as we traverse the portals of the universe. Let loose the secrets of the cryptids. Make haste with the truth of conspiracy. And explore the hauntings of our world. And once again, welcome to the S4 Paranormal Bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the S4 Paranormal Bunker. Tonight we are talking about a Netflix series.
Weird stuff.
That's not really a Netflix series because it's not a Netflix original. It's an
No.
Original.
What the hell is it?
We're talking about the much broader subject of what this series
It was a Stephen
covered.
King.
It was a Hulu original.
Yeah, but it's a Stephen King rating.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry.
Which he is so controversial right now, it's not even funny, but we're not even going to get near that.
Yeah.
Fran, how's everybody doing? Other than sick as fuck.
Yeah, we've all got something.
Well, Robert, are you sick?
Maybe Robert doesn't.
You son of a
No,
bitch.
Robert's
What the hell's wrong with you?
It hasn't got to Australia yet.
Fran.
That's why we're an isolated country.
Hey, don't worry. That cyclone's bringing it to you. Fran,
I know.
I saw that
Category
thing.
5.
Yeah.
Holy
Fran.
Category
crap.
5 by landfall. Yeah. The largest since about 1888, 1886 or something.
Well,
Good God,
I'm
Robert.
telling you, I sneezed really hard on, Monday. So, Fran, that's all it's building to.
I was wondering who ate the beans.
Oh my.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, is the coughing, but mine is from drainage.
So you did the drain?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so joyous. Today is my first day I actually feel like myself. Don't look like it, but I definitely feel like it.
Well, we missed last week.
Well, then who do you look like?
Yeah.
No.
The week before.
There you go.
For 3 hours before the show, me and Kayla kept going back and forth, telling each other, do not forget, we have something to say before we really start the topic.
Yeah.
We started the show,
And
it
never
left
said
both
it.
of our fucking heads like nothing.
Yeah.
Fran just completely randomized out. Which happens more and more these days.
Yes.
So happy birthday, Nikki.
Yes, Nikki.
I'm so sorry. Fuck. Fran, I felt so bad. And then I was going to do it last week.
But it's a good thing that we had to cancel the show last week, because about 5 minutes into what would have been the show, our electricity went out because of that big storm.
Oh yeah.
So we wouldn't have actually been able to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hi, Cheryl from Concrete.
Yeah, it was a
Friend.
crazy storm.
Rock on that you're on here. Friend, me and Kayla are here in Concrete as well. We're in Cape Horn, actually. Sharon Kennedy, hi to you as well. Friend, welcome to the show, guys. Friend,
Hey. Who else here from my place?
Where's your?
I don't know. I'm putting that out there because of how I talked
okay.
a couple days ago.
I was
whatever
like, what are
frickin'
you
day it
I'm
was.
pretty sure
talking
these are
about?
both followers of yours. Because they both responded with hi, Nikki, to start with.
Oh,
Sharon
hello,
Kennedy did,
hello.
But she says you sound a lot better today, Nikki. Friend.
Yeah. Yeah, my first day of
Of seeing like you're back to almost human.
I'm getting there. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting there.
I just started my slow decline from being human into being more virus than human, I think.
Oh, sweetheart.
I don't
I'm
know
so
what I am
sorry.
anymore.
Oh
Friend,
God, don't get me laughing.
Oh.
Start coughing.
there are many things I could be, but who knows?
Yeah, I think any of us could be.
I decline.
Oh, Sharon's in
Ouch.
Alaska.
Oh.
Oh.
So,
Oh yeah. Okay. I think I know who that. Yes, I think I do.
okay.
I gotta look at my notes.
Friend,
Speaking of notes, I don't have my notebook out. What the hell? I always have my notebook out.
Jeez, you are all over the place.
But yeah,
today, Miss Nikki.
apparently
Yes, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Australia just had to outdo us.
Yeah.
We're getting another
Oh,
Pineapple
God.
Express weather system, and all of a sudden they have a cyclone that's way bigger. Friend,
Ouch.
It's huge. It's huge.
Here we
and we're on flood watch again. You know that, right?
Oh my God, Dad.
No.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
welcome to 2026.
Stupid Skagit River.
Oh man.
It's gotta be a wall. Gotta be a big wall of water.
And
Oh God. Guess today's date. Oh yeah, 18th.
the road collapsed
It's the 19th.
on that on the Highway 20. Friend,
What?
a big chunk of the mountain came down onto the road past Diablo Dam.
And they're saying
What
that it's
the-
going to be closed.
They're closing it indefinitely right now.
Yeah.
They do not know when they're going to be able to reopen it because the entire mountainside is completely unstable.
Down.
Which I'm telling you is going to totally suck
Oh my
for
God.
any kind of tourism that we do get here. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So up at Diablo or up past?
It was
Cool.
at Diablo. It was 4 miles from where it's closed for the season. 4
Oh,
miles
okay. So
before
that's up.
where it was closed for the season.
Got it.
Oh, rock
Okay.
on,
So
Cheryl.
that's.
Friend, I love Lake
What's
Tai.
that?
She's in Lake Tai. Friend,
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
I love Lake Tai.
yeah.
We've gone there. Oh my God.
I haven't-
Oh my gosh.
I
haven't
been
been there in
and
years.
Swimming.
Oh, it's
We
wonderful.
almost bought property there until I found out we can't live there full time.
hmm
At least
Yeah.
at the plot
Oh, wow.
that we were.
Yeah,
looking
when
at
we were
buying.
looking for our house, we were like, "Ooh, look at this!
Wow.
So nice." And then I was like, "Oh, it's a okay," but
So. Friend,
Okay, I did get just told that our special guests are going to be showing up, but I have no idea when. They're not. Nobody's telling me anything else.
okay.
probably
This is
as-
gonna be interesting.
Probably as soon as I say something bad.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Show up and like smack you. You're like, "No, Cole.
It's
No."
up your head. Yeah.
Okay.
Friend.
Okay,
So.
so the subject matter.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there is a show on Netflix right now in the United States and
Well,
Canada.
it's been on there a while. But
Yeah. It's called 11/22/63.
63.
63.
Uh-huh.
It's on HBO Max in Australia.
Is that?
On
HBO Max
in Australia.
In Australia. Okay.
Trying to remember if
And
that's the
it is
actual
actually,
title.
I believe it started out as a Hulu original as well, so it should be available on Hulu, I think, for the time being.
And the
anyway.
And the reason. And
I totally forgot to turn down my volume before. Oopsie daisies.
And the reason we're talking about the subject matter is for some very fascinating, more than just ideas, because there's some things that I'm going to be bringing up that are probably going to shock the crap out of people.
Well, I'm going to start with this.
Yeah.
Number one, if you haven't seen the series, I'm sorry. Friend, there
Spoilers.
is good. Yeah, there is definitely going to be spoilers.
Oh, major
So-
spoilers.
I'm sorry for that, but
But at the same time, man.
it is one of
worth
those
watching.
shows. This is
ahead.
about the death, like the time of JFK and his death. So
Yeah.
really, you know what happens in the end. Let's not
Yeah,
lie.
you do.
Friend.
So anybody that has like a major spoiler attack because of that, should probably read up on history a little bit better.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Right.
And it is an 8-part series, so keep that in mind too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
The
is
first
considered
one
a
is like an
miniseries.
hour and a half.
Miniseries.
Yeah, the first one is like an hour and a half, and then the rest of them are like 54 minutes or something like that. Oh dear, coughing fit.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're going to start by, I'm going to read the premise of the show. And then we'll go through a little bit of like what happens. So Jake Epping,
Thank you,
a
Robert.
recently divorced English teacher from Lisbon, Maine, is presented with the chance to travel back in time to 1960s by his longtime friend Al Templeton. He is persuaded into going in an attempt to prevent the assassination of United States President John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963. However, he becomes attached to the life he makes in the past, which could be the mission's undoing. He must find a way to secretly gather information about people and events leading up to the assassination, while also creating and maintaining a new life to avoid suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
Fran.
Now, the thing about this show is that the time portal that he's going through will only take him to a very specific date in 1960.
Yep.
So it's not like...
Repeat.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it only that date. And every time that he goes in, only 2 minutes passes in his reality.
Real time.
Real
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
So it's like a dilated portal, basically, to a different...
Yeah. Amongst other things, because there's a lot to that, because if he goes back, he changes something about when he goes back. When he goes back to his current... I can't remember how it is right now. When he goes back to his current time, he changes... He can change...
Well, everything changes from the point that he finished
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But if he goes back into the portal, it resets to what it was before it changed out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when it
original
comes
timeline.
to actual time portals, this is what is considered a one-way mirror.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can see under the box.
That's a
but
good
it's not-
point.
Yes, absolutely.
You can, every time you go, it is the same time that you're going back into. But when you come back, Fran,
You can be in multiple time streams.
you are creating a new time
Yeah.
stream, so it's not the same image on from
Yes.
each side. It's a one-way
Yeah.
image.
Mm-hmm.
Fran.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for explaining that.
I think it.
It's all timey-wimey and shit.
Yeah, but the
and
thought
you
process
go timey-wimey,
on
I go
this-
Jeremy Baramy.
Oh, okay.
Fran.
The timing on this, I find, and I do mean timing, is really fascinating because a number of things were coming up for me. I had a lot of questions when I was watching this, and I think that's why I unexpectedly attracted. That's how I'm going to word that. Attracted certain spirits, or actually not spirits, angels, certain angels and guides, other people's guides, or what were other people's guides, and I think when I was watching that, and I was writing a few little notes, they weren't anything major. Nothing that is even going to trigger memories for me of what I was thinking at the time, because I'm not there right now. But the subject matter is truly, when you think about this, because there are portals on this planet. There are a hell of a lot of portals on this planet. However, that doesn't mean I am saying that they are time portals. But there are portals where you can walk into essentially another realm or to another location. They're doorways from one location to another location. And portals, as Robert knows very well, can be opened by humans. Robert's very, very good at opening portal doorways, to say the least, because he pulled me through one in Astral. So when you think about it, and you think about the potential and the possibility, this is a really, really big deal. I mean, think about if you could change one thing in history. But the key factor is, what are the consequences going to be afterwards? And that was something that I hadn't really taken into consideration when I was watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
If this person, okay, so example, this is a movie, hello, and a book. If, how do I say this? If you were able to achieve what you're able to achieve, what do you think the consequences would be after that change has happened? And it's a hell of a mind bender, because there's so many potential possibilities with that. So many.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like any kind of time travel, whether or not you only change one small thing. Like, okay, so that's the
Yeah.
whole concept of the whole butterfly effect thing. Is
Yeah.
even one tiny little thing that you don't think is going to have that drastic of a change on the future. Stepping on a plant back in the Jurassic period, okay,
Oh, God, yeah.
completely cause a fundamental change of everything that has ever happened on that timeline, and made it into a completely different world from what you
Now,
had originally been in.
going off of what you just said, it reminded me of, think of the footprints. I can't remember where the hell they are, but you've
White
got,
Sands, New Mexico.
thank you, the
Yep.
human footprints during a time period where where our scientists were able to determine that there were, what was it, the footprints of what was it, a mastodon or a can't remember what the hell it was. Anyway, and right near them
At the
were
same
mud.
level was human
Yes,
footprints. Yes.
was human footprints, and we had no concept that humans were around.
Mm-hmm.
So how the hell did that human footprint get there?
Because that was Kayla's mom.
Yeah.
She's the only one there.
Yeah, she's been around a while.
No, I want
It
to
was
quickly
losing Keith Richards.
yeah, right. And Betty White.
Ooh.
Friend.
I happen to like
legends.
those two. Come on, guys.
So do I. So do I. Well, Keith Richards, not so much. I really don't have any feelings for or against him. Friend, not that big a Rolling Stones fan. Friend, but
No,
I
love the Rolling Stones, but I'm more Aerosmith.
See, I go
Oh,
towards the
that
Beatles.
caught him off guard.
I go towards the Beatles. I can't help it.
The
Friend.
Beatles.
Yeah, England did it better. Get over it.
Holy crap, cool.
Okay.
Oh,
Friend.
God. This is going to get an interesting night.
Okay, so I want to go back to what you were saying is, like, the changes you would make. Friend, because there's many different schools of thought, but two main ones.
Robert.
The idea of the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the idea of fixed moments. Fixed moments in time that cannot be changed. Now, this story follows both a little bit.
Both. Yes,
Because
it does. Very much so.
the past actually pushes back against him every time he tries to move towards changing the future.
And what does pushback mean? Because,
That's right.
Hello.
Now, to me, JFK's death would be a fixed moment in time. That is a moment that changed the world.
Yes, there are several moments, but a lot of political
I agree.
moments like that I would consider fixed points.
It was a more, and to me, I believe the way he wrote this and the way it was done was absolutely correct.
Spot on.
Yeah,
pretty
spot
much
on.
what would happen.
Because
Yes.
although it was a horrible, tragic moment in time,
it pushed reforms that we wouldn't
it was
have had.
it was necessary. That's horrible to say, but it's true. Friend, JFK unfortunately needed to die.
Well, there's several different people throughout history that needed to happen the way that it happened, no matter how much tragedy came from or before it, because of what happened in the future based off of it.
Holy crap, they're here. They're here. They're here. Holy crap.
So
Sorry, my head just started spinning.
like
And
for
that
instance,
not from
like,
illness. Holy crap.
like Hitler and his regime needed to happen the way that it happened, how it happened. Otherwise, the future wouldn't happen the way that it happened. And going back through history, I mean, there's several different dictators, there's several different presidents, there's several different
Well, for example,
fixed
without
moments
Hitler's
of what-
regime, the Geneva suggestion list would be a lot smaller.
That is true. Absolutely.
Those you guys call them conventions, friend. But JFK's
Okay,
death.
I'm muting a minute.
Yeah.
Please continue.
JFK's death not only helped us on a global scale with different reforms that happened across the world, not just in the United States, but also because of things that happened with the Kennedy family.
Yes.
Kennedys changed their ways because, certain Kennedys changed their ways because he passed.
Well, and I feel like a lot of the Kennedys that later on ran for different offices and different things might not have happened in the way that it happened had he not been assassinated.
Yeah. Friend,
That's
I know.
kind of what happens with a lot of high-powered families and stuff. Is based off of what happened to other family members, they make their decisions surrounding that. So.
And that's the thing. This story, because it starts with him meeting a janitor in his school, who is telling his stories to the children about how.
That's right. I forgot. He's a teacher.
First day of the life.
Yeah, when he was a child, his child life was so messed up.
Oh,
and he
man,
ends up actually meeting this guy in the past.
As a child.
Before all the bad stuff in his life happened. And it shows that not just that's where I view the idea of the butterfly effect. That also, him fixing that part for that guy had such a butterfly effect on that guy's life. And even though he fixed that one point in time, it doesn't mean it was good.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to go through the tragedies in order to become the person that you need to be. I know that sounds really
that's
one
true.
of those journeys of a lifetime type things, but every tragedy and every horrible thing that happens, just like every good thing that happens in our lives, lead us to a path of who we are and our fundamentals of understanding reality
And
today.
and that's going to upset a lot of people when we talk about that kind of stuff, because there's a lack, for some people there's a lack of understanding about that, and then there's others to where they'll, because I've had that conversation with people before, with a lot of different people, in fact, and some of them are of the attitude of, well, why the hell did that have to happen to me? And and they go into a tangent. And then you've got others where they're like, well, I hate saying it, but it was a learning lesson, and I never would have done ... in the rest of my life, and that would have changed the major dynamics in my life in a very different and a more negative way. And I'm like,
Right.
wow, okay.
Well, and I mean, if you think
So
about it,
some
it's like
people get it and some just don't. They get very angry,
and it's like
almost
everything
violent.
from like
God, I had two
the
people that
children
just
that
really...
you have, the spouse that you have, to like little things in life, like different jobs that you've had, like
Yeah.
And then we as humans don't seem to think that even small acts, so something as simple as like smiling at a stranger on a bus or something, can
Yes.
completely and fundamentally change the outcome of that person that you smiled at's life. Because maybe they were having a horrible day, maybe something was going on in their life where they just needed that person to show them that, oh, okay, there is light on the other side of that tunnel. You know, small things that we don't think about
Yes.
in very fleeting moments can completely and fundamentally change what happens in another human being's timeline.
Okay, so I'm going to say something to that, because I had, God, this was years ago. I was at a grocery store. I can't remember why I was there by myself, but I was at a grocery store, and, that's what it was. Okay. It was the meetup place. I had bought something, and I was starting to walk or head from the cashier area to the door that I had entered from. And it's a very large grocery store. And I remember saying something to this woman who was coming in. And it was, I don't know, God, about 3-4 months later, I saw her again. She recognized me and she thanked me for telling her that she, there's something about her shoes and something about, I don't remember what it was. It's something about her top. It was something that I noticed, and I saw it, and it made me light up, and I said something to her, and I said, thank you for wearing what you're wearing, and something to the effect of, you brighten my day, and something about thank you, and thank you for what you're wearing, and she lit up like the frickin' 4th of July. And when I saw her again, she recognized me. I didn't even recognize her, which is unusual, which means I was really focused on something else.
Right.
And she recognized me at the store a number of months later, and she told me thank you, because she was having a really bad day, and what I said had really helped her. That was my confirmation. When you say something to people, it can, even if it's what seems like it's innocuous to us, it can be a really big thing to somebody else. And it's something that I learned from both my grandmother when she went blind in the 1970s and was tagging me along in downtown Seattle stores and different things like that. And then my mom teaching me the same thing over the course of time. And it was something that has I was raised with. You see something that puts a smile on your face, and as long as I don't make fun of people. It's just not me. But you see something, you say something nice. And it can really, that really made an impact on me.
Right.
It's one of those treasure moments. So for me anyway, and
Right, but you know,
it's a
on the
hell of an
flip
eye
side,
opener.
on the flip side of that as well, and I know that this is a terrible way of looking at that as well, but
Well, yeah, but
when you do negatively impacting things towards people,
yes.
okay, it can have the
Oh God.
same effect on them as a positively impacting thing,
Yes.
and it can change. Well, not the same effect. Okay, that sounds terrible. That was
So if
wrong.
I tell someone to go fuck themselves, they're gonna feel great the next day.
No,
That's awesome. I'm doing this to everybody.
What I meant is like in their timeline,
God,
in
cool.
their lifetime, it can have the same effects on change to a
Yeah.
person as positively impacting things. Which is why there's all of those sayings out there that it doesn't cost anything to be kind and like all of these different things, because you can
Yeah.
you can screw somebody up without even meaning to, or without even
Exactly.
knowing them. Okay, which is why I like the whole concept of the internet and social medias and being able to hide behind like anonymous posting can be
Oh God, yes.
detrimental to somebody's mental health.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
it can cause all kinds of horrible crap, and there's no reason for it. There's no reason for everybody to just go on there and be mean to somebody just because they can.
I would agree with that. Fran, I will say that there is definitely a difference in how people are raised and where they grow up in some ways.
True.
Like,
Very true. I've learned a lot from other couple of friends who were, one grew up in the Midwest, or not Midwest, East Coast, and the other one grew up in northern Midwest, big city by a lake, a gigantic lake. And
Salt Lake.
the things that they told me about, I'm like, we never had that over here on the West Coast. And she's like, wait a minute, you're telling me that you haven't? And I'm like, no, that just wasn't done.
well, and yeah,
And
it's like
so
the
I've
basis of how things
learned,
are handled.
Yes.
yes, and it's different from location to location, and I find
Absolutely.
that fascinating.
Like growing up
The
in small
dynamics
town
of that.
Alberta, Fran, we weren't taught that kindness doesn't cost anything. We were taught that when you needed to give a fuck, you went into the bank of fucks and tried to find one. If you couldn't find one, well, that wasn't that person's day. Fran, like,
Oh my!
but usually by
grab
the
a bag of give a fucks.
yeah, by the time you were done saying this entire like monologue of how to give a fuck, usually the person you were yelling at was laughing with you. It was understood that it is all just
Yeah.
open concept
Oops.
bullshit in order to fill the void of you're both having a bad day. Fran, and by the end of it, you usually went off and did something together, or Fran went your own separate ways and did something, but at the end of the day, in plain view, you weren't kind to each other, but you didn't go out to make their day worse.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that is the most kindness a person can offer.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate truth sometimes.
Well, and the thing is that everybody has bad days. Every single person on this planet
Yes.
has a bad day.
Exactly.
And they can walk
Bingo.
out and in no way of their own like meaning to. They can screw up somebody else's day just by being grumpy or being upset. Because as human beings, we tend to take other people's emotions in as well. Like, if you see a whole bunch of angry and upset people, like, your psyche turns a little bit darker, a little bit angrier, a little bit more upset because of the people that you surround yourself with. So, like, and I mean, there's no problem with that, but at the same time, like, we don't need to be just rude to be rude. Like, there's no reason for any of that.
Some people would say it's rude to stick your tongue out at people, Nikki.
I'm reading. I was reading what he posted in there, sticker.
So
Holy crap.
the other thing is, I really, really noticed the difference in different small towns in different states when we were on our trip going through so many different small towns in different states. And the atmosphere does completely change depending on what area you are in. Like, in Louisiana, like, everybody that I met in that small area in Louisiana that we went to was very happy and very like, oh, hello, how was your day? And that kind of thing. Where when we went through New Mexico, everyone that we met, like, in that area was very like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, more monotone with everything. So it did give you a completely different atmosphere based on the people that were living in that area, too. It was really different to... What?
Yeah, but usually...
It's climate, don't you know?
Usually the main person that's, like, is saying this, their attitude changes based on the atmosphere around them. But I talk to this woman every, like, few hours on the phone. And as soon as they left Washington, all I heard was, this place is creepy as fuck. This place is creepy as fuck. This place is creepy as fuck.
Yes. Okay, I will say that when you're used to the Pacific Northwest and then you're in a completely different terrain, it does kind of screw with your head a little bit. You're like, oh, wow, if I got lost here or if something happened here, I wouldn't even know how to survive, like, in the Arizona desert versus...
Exactly. It's
Hunters,
so
It's
different.
like entering the Children of the Corn movie.
Right?
But-
I was like, oh, no.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how
They
to...
were in
Yes.
Texas at Hunter's graduation. His girlfriend described the sunrise as the most majestic thing she had ever seen.
Cool.
Kayla and June, this is creepy as fuck.
No, oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Fran,
Well, okay, I'm going to say that the sunsets across Pahrump Valley in Nevada, which I'm not a fan. Everybody knows I'm not a fan of Nevada, but or most everybody knows, because I'm not a desert person. And
Right.
I never have been, and I know many people who are, and I'm like, okay, it's yours. But
you can have
the sunrises and the sunsets at certain, like, in September, oh my God, September, October, they were beautiful there. I mean, truly beautiful. And I was like, wow. But then you get summertime and I'm like, hey, no.
Well, you know,
Not a happy camper. Or springtime, I wasn't a happy camper about it. But September, October, I dropped dead gorgeous. I was like, wow,
and you
that
know,
could be
that's the thing too.
as beautiful as Pacific Northwest.
When you're so used to, like, living in the Pacific Northwest for, like, most of my life, you get so used to the trees, you get so used to the greenery, the foliage, everything else, that you don't think about other places as not really being like that. So when you're doing, like, cross-country trips and stuff and you see that there's so many different habitats that you're like, holy crap, like, I never even thought about the fact that there would be, like, a cactus in your yard versus an evergreen. Like, you know, like, you just don't think about it on a regular basis, and you don't think about the fact that there's people that have never seen an evergreen tree like that. And you're like, oh, whoa, like, that concept is crazy to me just because, you know, like, you're surrounded by them. So.
Or anthills as big as people, bigger than people.
Right.
That's what they have up in Pompero. I had it was almost 2 stories of anthill.
Oh my God, I forgot about those. I saw one of those when I was a kid. Those are frightening when they get that big.
Over at Eastern Washington,
I saw one of
you can get some big ones like that. It's creepy. Okay.
I saw one in Olympia in the 1970s. It was outskirts of Olympia, Washington. Yeah. And it was, oh God, how tall was she? She was 5. Well, no, she was 5'3".
the ant?
Her.
Damn it.
And returns.
the woman that my mom and I traveled with, her and her daughter, I can't remember their names right now, but anyway, Carmen, oh God, they were such a wonderful family. Anyway, but the anthill, I will never forget it because it was taller than my friend's mom.
Uh-huh.
And when we came upon it, we were both just like, we started backing away.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and we found adults. I mean, this is like 1976 or 77. And we found adults and they were like, we had no idea this was even on the property. It was in the back part of the property.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a pretty good piece of acreage that we were staying on. And they were horrified. The family, they were just horrified. I'd never seen anything like it. It was a hell of an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you see ants crawling. I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. So, yeah, that can be dangerous real fast,
So
especially when they're that tall.
I have a weird thing here because we were talking about all these time portal that took you to like a specific date, and then when you came back, it would change from that date. So do you think that if time travel was possible, that all of the changes that you made, do you think they all exist in their own time frame universe? They still continue to exist? Or do you think that once you change it again or come back to the starting point, that future no longer exists anywhere in time and space?
So you're rubbing
You're in a
along the
different
idea-
realm.
You're rubbing along the idea of a pocket dimension.
Yeah, okay, so yes, do you believe that universe that you created, or that dimension that you created, or realm, whatever way you want to put it, continues to exist, or does it bleep out of existence once you reset?
Well,
No, I
when
think it
he
continues.
went through with his iPhone and threw it into the water,
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah.
suddenly didn't have an iPhone when he went back, did he? So it's
No.
still out there in the water somewhere.
Yeah, that's what
That's a
I
good
kept
point.
thinking. I kept thinking who was going to go
Find
swimming
it.
because those are swimming spots
Mm-hmm.
in certain locations across countries. When you cross a bridge with a river, and that didn't quite honestly, it was a very, very small river
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that he was crossing.
Could have been a
and
small tributary.
It
Okay.
could have, yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I kept thinking, so whose kid is gonna come down because
find
they're
it.
swimming, or
Exactly.
somebody is, yeah. I mean,
Somebody's fly fishing
know-
or
Well,
something.
but here's the thing.
yeah,
The whole
or
idea.
metal fishing. I can't think
Yeah,
of what that's
if
called.
we're-
Where they're using
Magnet.
the magnet fishing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna go through with the whole idea of the way this was written,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
which involves a lot of movie magic, let's not take that.
Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
But-
And a lot of falsehoods
Yeah.
about
Yes,
some
absolutely.
things in the movie or in the series, and you've got to take that into consideration.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it's for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
However,
absolutely.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
so
yes.
with that, if you follow the idea that anytime he did something to change the future,
Mm-hmm.
the past pushed back in its own way,
Yeah.
including creating fires,
Yeah.
causing accidents that didn't originally
Yep.
happen.
Trying
Friend.
to save somebody that died.
So, well,
Yeah.
the past pushed back.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, but so it caused inadvertently other things to happen that never originally happened.
Yes.
With that realm of thought,
Ouch.
that iPhone would never be found.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
The moment someone got
Yeah,
near
that's
it,
a good point.
it would create a pressure pocket within the water and crush that thing till it was a rock.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
potentially.
Or to dust.
And you think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we think of this as, and I'm not, but if we were to set it up as reality, okay, that people could
Yeah.
actually travel to and
That's
forward
what I
in
wanted to talk
time
about.
and everything else, well then, we have instances where there are certain things that are found throughout history that would be considered misplaced artifacts. Okay.
Yeah.
Or mistimed
Yes.
artifacts.
Yep.
So
Like
Yeah.
the hammer and stone and
yeah, or
the-
either that
and-
or a young teenager named Stephen Jobs went swimming and found an iPhone.
Oh. Interesting that you mentioned that, because I was thinking about things like that. I was thinking about like the Bill Gates scenario, or things like oh crap, I can't think of the high profile names at this second.
Wozniak.
But yeah,
Wozniak.
oh,
Mm.
I mean, so many different people
right.
that are so public, excuse me. And you get to thinking about all of that, and it's like, wow, okay, the potentiality for this, and this could take place if this changed, if this one situation changed, or if certain people did not get together and others did, and it changes history,
Well,
but in a
because-
small way,
yes.
not in big ways.
Well, also, like, so two random people getting
Ouch.
together having baby number one. Okay? Well, if baby number one never existed, then even if later on in life you got together with somebody else and had baby number two, which ended up being somebody like Steve Jobs or something like that, they wouldn't have that brother or that sister from the previous. So their entire life would be completely different, because anything that happened between those two siblings would never happen. So they could have ended up going down a completely different path based off of something as small as that. Like, and if you take into account the, like, 8 billion people or some shit that's on the earth, right? Every single one of them has the potential to completely alter what happens in any perceivable future. Like, no matter how unknown this person is, no matter how remote of a place they live in or anything like that, one action from random person number 6 could completely alter the timeline of human existence as a whole. Like,
Well-
it's crazy to think about that we have that much impact as a singular human being.
Here's the thing. Do you know that this actually, like, Kayla wanted me to watch this because, number one, I'm really into Back to the Future. Number two, I am really into history. And
Yeah,
this is
same.
the wrong way to say it, but no, it's not. I am really fascinated by the assassination of JFK.
Well, there's
I
tons
don't
of
want to
people
say I
that are.
love it, but I love the history of something that happened like that. But that, like,
Well, and we're not even delving in. Oh, sorry. Go on. My apologies.
no worries. But, like, I'm very into that. But that is not what I was thinking when I was watching it.
What were you thinking when you were watching it?
This is already real.
In what way?
What?
Zuckerberg.
What?
I want to know
Mark
though,
Zuckerberg.
how was a school teacher able to get his hand on spy gear?
Oh, he explained that. Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Robert, do you remember Radio Shack?
Yeah, you can get all kinds
I
of.
do
weird
remember it over
DVDs.
there because I saw it over there in the Lloyd Centers in Portland.
Mhm.
They actually had one there while I was there.
Everything that he bought, you could buy in a Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And it was that cool of a store. Like, you could actually buy listening devices. And, like, you remember the old cone ones that people used to sit in their cars with? The private eyes?
Yes.
You could buy those there. They
Yeah.
were just in their catalogs.
well, and I mean, bringing it back to like 1963, like you could have something straight up like Home Alone status, like recording device, and it could be considered the coolest spy gear ever. Like,
Yeah. Well, and what we're not talking about is the fact that he returned to 1960.
Yeah.
November. What was it? November of 1960.
yes, I believe
March.
so.
And so
was it
he-
March?
I want to say March.
Yes, because it was in November
Okay.
that they said. Okay, yeah.
That the president
Yes.
was that specific president was assassinated. Yeah. So he had to wait.
October 21st,
3 years.
1960.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he had to wait 3 years.
Right.
3 full years in order to make what he perceived as changes.
Kind of.
And-
Because you got to remember, he wasn't just waiting. He was determining
No, I know.
whether Oswald was actually the killer.
Yes.
Yeah, he was making determinations between CIA and if they were how involved or were they involved, and that's part of all the storyline. But he essentially, in the grand scheme of things, even though he was doing all these things, doing all the checking, he still had to wait 3 years in order to make any conceivable
And that would be the
changes.
hardest part.
Although just simply being there is making a
Well,
change.
and see, that's the thing, though. He didn't have to wait 3 years. He had to wait 2 minutes.
Well,
But his friend in the deli, he went through, and 2 minutes later he came back with cancer.
yes.
Yes.
Well, but
That was never explained,
yes, it was.
was it?
Yeah. So he tells them that he developed cancer, and he believes that it was from the amount
It was
of
from
times he went back.
Yeah.
Because he had went back over 50 times.
Yeah, because he went back for grocery runs so that he could keep his deli prices low.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's
right.
the one thing I said at the beginning of it when I started watching it. I said, $1.25 for a burger? That's not real. And then I found out why.
Well,
and the meat wasn't tainted back then.
Well,
I used the wrong wording on that. Sorry, folks. But you get what I'm going with it.
No GMOs and all that crazy crap.
Yeah.
Microplastics.
Well, but
And high antibiotic stuff and all of that. So the meat wasn't.
However,
Oh my God! Somebody
They were
just
totally happy,
adjudicated. What the
happy
hell?
cows, not this bullshit that California's trying to feed us.
Now, see, that's
Oh,
the
boy.
weird thing that I'm thinking, though. Okay, so even if you're bringing back something as simple as like hamburger ingredients, okay, so with the time dilation, wouldn't the hamburger ingredients that you were bringing back be like 50 years old by the time that they came back? Like,
that's a good thing.
Through the portal? No.
Well, if he didn't age going through, and he went back and got them and went through with them, they shouldn't age either. But something that he didn't do was try to bring a person back with him.
yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah, so if
He brought objects back.
That's what I'm saying. If you brought like a baby back with you, okay, would that baby then be 50 years old by the time that you got back? Or would that baby still be a baby? And I don't know. Like
that would be messed up.
Right? You just blink and you're a 50-year-old. Like, hey, that happens. Trust me.
But to have a situation to where you go in to make a major time, I was going to say time changes. That's not what I mean. A major historical event change. Oh my God. There's so many aspects to global that are going to take effect with that. Now, what I wanted to say about the time, not the time portal, not the time dilation. Crap, I had it. Now it's gone. Major changes, resets everything. Holy shit. Hang on, guys.
Just go back a minute.
Butterfly effect. Yeah, no kidding. Time. 1960. Yeah, October 1960. Okay. Oh, bugger to beans, man. Apparently, I don't have my full brain.
You left it in
Almighty.
1963.
No shit. And it was significant too. It was about it had to do with so I am going to say something about this because one of the things that I one of the things that I learned from our Keith Andrews a long time ago was that he does not believe in oh, fudge balls. The hell is it
Time
called?
travel.
Time. Thank you, Robert. God, Nikki. Time. He doesn't believe in time travel. He says it's not real. But the thing is that he remembers SSP.
Yes.
Well, if you remember SSP, like, well, I remember pieces. I remember weird large pieces.
Yeah.
There are people that I know that have done 20 and back, and
Yeah.
it has terrorized them in their own memories, some of it in their own memories. And they have stated that there is a way to go back in time. So my question then becomes, is I do believe it's a possibility because of the different people, and it's totally because of the different people that I know. And their experiences, and they are real life experiences. These people are not delusional. They are not schizophrenic. They're not schizophrenic. These are
normal everyday people.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they've gone through some really horrific experiences and they're remembering it. And my point with that is that if they're coming back and they're talking about their experiences, then that means it's taking place. There's too many people that I'm coming across that are actually have had SSP 20 and backs, and it is mind-boggling to me. And so when you have somebody of our Keith Andrews' stature, who talks openly about all of this kind of stuff, and publicly, you really have to think when you come across folks who are experiencing 20 and backs. I mean, it really forces you to go into your head and go, what the hell is actually going on then? What's really taking place? Because if that is a potentiality, and these people are remembering really wild memories, and then they are,
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
okay.
Then what's actually taking place?
Here's the thing.
And I know that you cannot, even though this is a phenomenal idea. I mean, that it was Stephen King, right?
Yeah.
That wrote it. Even though this was a phenomenal idea, and a hell of a subject, the thought process on this is just mind-bending beyond belief, especially when you see now what is happening with the Mandela effects. I've always considered Mandela effects part of CERN because they've been screwing with CERN and they're making... But at the same time, you've got somebody controlling the conglomerates who are saying, oh no, the cornucopia in the Hanes, or whatever the hell the product was,
all of the little things.
underwear.
Yes.
All the little things in the Mandela effects, and the corporations, the gigantic conglomerate corporations are saying, oh no, that never happened. And yet people are able to definitively prove those organizations and those companies wrong. So who's manipulating them and for what purposes?
Well,
So that's a huge psyops right there.
here's the thing.
So you get into all of this and it gets really convoluted really, really fast. And I'm going to start coughing.
Okay, so here's the thing. Time travel in itself is proven to exist.
The concept, possibility of time travel exists.
No. Absolutely not.
Or are you talking like rapidly?
Through time dilation, time travel exists.
Okay, yes. Through the speed of light and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
And they have proven it exists through experimentation on the ISS.
Yes.
So with that, having proven that time travel in itself exists, having proven that time and space is relative to each other. Friend. And that wormholes do exist. Even though we have no idea where they are, how they are, and how to control them.
Right, like your Einstein
Anything like
Rosen
that.
bridges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Friend, with all that proof, logical conclusion says that because we know portals can open up on Earth, Einstein-Rosen bridges must be able to as well. Doesn't mean they're stable. Doesn't mean they are here for long.
Yeah.
But the concept is there.
Okay.
Well, see, so the thing that I always think about when I think about like something as abstract as time travel, okay, is that everybody thinks of time. Well, not everybody, but the majority of people think of time as a linear object. Okay, but it's not a linear object. So if you were to actually think of time in the abstract object that it is, then it would be possible to manipulate it in any way, shape. Okay? Because it is... Okay, so how do I explain that? So if you think about time as not being set, as not being a straight line that you can travel along, but as being a road that you can take detours, or you can circle back around, or you can go left, go right, up, down, any of that kind of stuff. Okay?
A grid, not a line.
Yes. Okay? So, it is possible, scientifically, it's possible to completely and fundamentally change any outcome. Because you can go back on yourself, you can go forward on yourself. But we also, as human beings, we are people that live in the moment. Okay? So, things that happened in our past, like even recalling something that happened a week ago. When you recall it differently every time you recall that moment. Slightly, but only a little bit, here and there. Like you go, oh God, I think they were wearing a green shirt, but maybe in reality the shirt that they were wearing was orange. Okay? So, we are constantly changing our thought processes of what happened in the past. So
Unless you have a photographic memory, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you're talking about.
So everybody in their own way is kind of doing almost a version of time travel where they're changing the past to create the narrative of the future.
Okay.
So,
But what I'm trying to state here is when it comes to the Mandela effect and things like that, if you think of, okay, we built computers.
Yeah.
What is a computer based off of?
Binary ones and zeros?
The human mind.
Okay.
Straight up, it is a recreation of the human mind that is imperfect.
Oh, then you're getting into consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, in
Holy crap,
terms,
we got somebody here.
In computer terms, consciousness itself is wrong. Okay, it is the hard-coded memory that we have. Without our consciousness, we are purely RAM. We are a system running.
101000.
But there's no memory.
Yeah.
Friend, nothing is saved. Our consciousness is what saves us. It saves our experiences, our lives, everything. Friend, if you think of time as a grid is a number of squares. All based off zeros and ones. Friend, if a time portal opens up on Earth and it follows one square of that grid, going back and back and back and back just into
like infinite
that
looping.
one grid,
Yeah.
into that one square.
Yeah.
It's a loop.
Right.
But the thing is, what if at some point someone actually follows that grid back and at the back end changes something?
Well, then the
They
grid
actually
itself
affect
would
something.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I get where you're going with that.
Automatically, instead of taking a right turn at the top of the grid, you take a left and you create a new part of the grid.
Well, then you're getting into
But here's the thing. What happens in a computer if you overwrite memory?
Oh, you're screwed.
No, but parts of the old memory
Well,
are
it
still
depends
there.
on if it erases. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was just going to say, if you erase it, it's not fully erased.
yeah.
Never.
So
You've got
There's
parts
always
remnants
small
of-
parts
remnants of
that
what
are
happened
always
Yeah.
there.
before will be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a Mandela effect of a computer.
Yeah. It's just the remnants of.
That's an interesting
Certain
thought.
parts of the computer will still remember that old way.
Well, okay. So then, like, what you're saying
Yes
too,
and no.
going through, like, if we're talking about like the ones and zeros that make up reality, okay, or that make up computerized programming, anything like that. Well, then if you get into that strange world of quantum physics, right? It can be a 1 or a
That's
0.
what I was thinking.
It depends on how you're looking at it, when you're observing it, everything else. But until then, it's in a constant state of flux. So I think that human experience, human existence, everything is constantly in a state of flux. So we are, in my mind, anyways, the way that I think of people is that we are quantum beings. So we are in a state of flux. We are in between ones and zeros until we're observed, and then we become one or we become zero. Okay, so that's like our path through existence. Okay, but it doesn't mean that we can't move that state of flux. Okay, so we would be able then to become part of any time period, revisiting, revamping, redoing, based off of that. Does that?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Parts of you will always remember the other way.
Oh yeah, you're always gonna remember the original.
The way I put it for a computer is, do you guys remember the original DOS games where you actually inputted ones and zeros binary code in order to create a game?
God, I hated that shit.
Well, it would be like hockey or soccer or ping pong or
It was all
Pong.
basically the same
It
concept
was the
of
same,
game.
exact same thing, but it was a different color.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, your computer, the Commodore 64, would fuck up,
Oh, God.
and 3 pixels, instead of being green, would be red.
Would be red or yellow or whatever color it was.
That was your memory remembering the last game you played.
I remember it as white, but I don't remember the other colors.
You know,
But yeah.
Okay, so like,
Yeah.
on the Commodore
But I
64,
know what you're talking.
you had 9 concepts of games, and they were all the exact same fucking. They were all Pong, but
Yeah,
they were
pretty
one of them was
freaking
red,
rich.
one
They
of
were
them
called
was yellow.
hockey or
Yeah.
basket or
Yeah.
soccer or
Yeah.
like different games, and it was just different colors. Like,
Okay.
But see, that's the thing. The small pixels that would stay as white versus like yellow, green, blue, right? And you're saying that's the computer remembering the game before, or what we would call a random computer glitch,
Yes.
right? Well, and that's exactly what I'm saying though, is that the human mind based, like, if we think about it as like its own biological computer basically, then we're going to be able to slipstream into those glitches sometimes too. Like, I think that the portals,
They can come into.
yes, portals
Which
are
we have named as Mandela effects.
we have
and
named
among
them
other
as,
things.
Deja vu, Mandela
Yes.
effect, like whatever you want to call
Yeah.
that. But I do think that in rare cases, and I think that everybody can do it, it's just the ability isn't formed enough that we can do it on command, basically.
I will also say we are the only species on Earth that I think is truly dumb enough to do it on purpose.
But
Yeah,
I think that
I would agree with.
we can really slipstream back to a different time period. And I think that sometimes what ends up happening with like what they would call like portals and different things like this is not necessarily a portal on Earth, but more like a portal within your own reality that you pull back into.
Oh, how interesting.
And
Well,
because I want to go back
speaking
quick
of-
for a second to a
Okay.
question that Sharon Kennedy asked: do Bigfoots go through portals?
Yes,
I'm going to agree with you on that.
they create
believe
them.
so.
I do not think they're dumb enough to go through a time portal. I think they're smart enough creature to realize that time is not something you mess with.
Yeah, they're okay.
Now, I believe that you can
Sasquatch-
accidentally slip into a time portal, but that's a different.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
There are documented situations to where people have talked about what they've experienced, and then the one that I remember, oh my God, is this guy going through. He's driving across the frickin' country, and he goes to make a stop because he starts driving into it starts snowing, and he ends up in a itty bitty little town and stops at this diner because there's a blizzard going on.
How come it's always a
And yeah, it's some strange diner,
'Cause
and
it's
he
comforting.
walks in, and it basically saves his life, and he waits out this blizzard for a number of hours. He ends up having conversations with the waitress and the cook and other people who come. Well, they don't come and go, but people in the little itty bitty restaurant. And here he goes out and he drives away a number of hours later, and he kept thinking about that, and on his way back a week later, he drives through the same town, and that restaurant, that little diner, is not even there. And he's like, so how the hell did I get through that blizzard? Because the blizzard was real, but it put him into some kind of time slip. And it's a story that I have always remembered. And this guy, I remember in the article that I read on this, he talked about talking to a counselor, and because it was so weird to him. And
yeah,
it was well documented. Come to find out, the diner was there in the 1950s.
See, that's the
50s.
thing.
What the hell?
We have so many incidences of this. Okay.
Yes.
We have the airplane that was driving through and saw that field was.
Yeah.
Yes. We have.
Yeah, I know
all
what you're talking
kinds
about.
of incidences.
Just don't ask me to describe
where
it.
people will go back and there'll be a store there, there'll be a house there, there'll be something there.
Yes.
And
yes.
They remember specifically visiting this and being part of this and everything. And then years later, they come to find out there was never something like that. Or there was something like that, but it existed in the 1800s. It existed in 1952. It existed, or they figure out that was something that came to exist 10 years after they actually visited it. And we have massive amount of documented cases of this happening to people. And it can't all just be, well, that person's nuts. Or,
or it's bunk.
Yeah.
I want to go back quick to something you said. Why is it always a diner? And the truth is, it's always a 1950s diner. And the reason being is because that was in
a place of comfort.
A place of comfort across the American timeline. In the history of America, that is the most
54.
comfortable time to be in, because we are rebuilding. The war is over. There will never be another world war, according to that
exactly.
time. And that is a comfortable time for everyone that all our movies feature it because it is such a comfortable time and such a comfortable place that brings us all to a time of rebuilding. But
so it's like a feeling of happiness that
I
you
think
get
we're
just
almost
from
out of it.
Yeah.
Because our kids will never know what a 50s diner is like.
I
They've
don't
never
know.
sat.
No.
You know,
I visited one the
yeah,
other
but a
day.
lot of them haven't never sat in one. A lot of them will never experience it. I think we're going to
Hey,
change.
I
I know what it's going to be, though.
What is it?
oh God, here we go.
Olive Garden.
Oh,
You're here, your family.
Mm,
yeah, okay,
choice
I could totally see
words.
Olive Garden
Okay,
being the new
so-
50s
But
diner.
no, but like
Choice
if you think
words.
about it, every middle America family has visited
Yeah.
Olive Garden at some point. It is viewed as the place where it is high class enough that you feel special when you go there, but it's low price,
Family friendly enough.
that you can almost everyone can go at some point in
Yeah.
their lives. Friend,
So now we're just gonna all like revert back to the nearest Olive Garden.
yes,
Okay, that would be interesting.
that's where our movies will be based on.
No.
I want some chicken gnocchi.
No.
Okay.
It's either that or the other one that
so I-
she'll have a problem with, Denny's.
Oh God, no!
It's where
I'm
America
sorry.
eats.
Please no.
Okay.
I chose
had
the better of the
I'm
two.
Yeah, I thank you, because I'm here to tell you I've had enough. No offense to the Denny's franchise or anything, but with the UFOI team, I've had enough of Denny's. Thank you very much. Once a week for how long? Long time.
Years.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm kind of done with that. Although I do have to say there's a couple of waitresses that were just absolutely wonderful with us, and man, I don't know. I so appreciated
I'm
them.
just
They
saying,
were
those are
so
our
good.
choices because
Yeah,
the
well.
other one that could compete would be IHOP, but friend,
Oh my God, no.
the
Oh
younger
my God,
generation
no.
ruined that with Goth IHOP. Friend, that's no longer a family-friendly establishment.
Well, okay. So off of that
Robert, you look
subject
confused.
for a moment, I want to go back to the time portal thing because it triggered triggered a memory of a jump portal that I know of to other locations in other galaxies. And I'm so glad Kayla and I had to write this down because I'm not going to remember this right now. But Kayla had said a constant state of flux, and that is exactly what time portals, jump portals, you open a portal, a human opening up a portal, or a being. I was going to say an entity. That's not what I mean. Any kind of being, like a Sasquatch, opening up a portal and going through it, walking through it. I just had a brain fart. It's all gone now. God damn it. Sorry, folks. We're getting into the brain that hasn't done beans.
I am so sorry.
God, that's
all
so
I could think of when
frustrating.
you said that hasn't developed yet, and I'm like, oh no, but that's not what I meant.
I'm starting to get a little rubby now. But anyway, I'm not used to talking so much after.
Oh, you're such
Anyway,
a
but
liar. You talk.
I talk, but I don't talk on a daily basis when I get sick. I shut my frickin' mouth unless I'm spoken to. Usually.
Don't you hate it
Unless
when
I'm
people
asking
won't
somebody how
let
they're
you
doing.
shut up, though? Like they keep. That's when everyone comes with their questions.
Oh, yeah, but that gets interesting.
Sorry.
Anyway, but the constant state of flux, I mean, that's what portals are. They are, you open a portal, it will be in a constant state of flux. I love that statement, Kayla. I really do. Because it really describes portals.
Mhm.
And
Especially the ones that are constant portal.
I think part of that
Such
flux is
as
frequency.
what is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah, it is frequency.
I honestly believe that
What keeps it open?
him picking James Franco to go, to continue his mission
Yeah.
I think part of that is, as we say, fate. Because I don't
Yeah.
believe just
That's
anyone
part of
would have
his-
been able to go through that portal.
Well, it makes it interesting because the diner owner, specifically said he chose him.
Yeah.
He chose the Franco character. Oh, I can't think of the guy's name right now. But anyway, that character, and that's a big deal. He knew that he was the right one to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just,
Well, I
you
think
think about that. That's a hell of a mind bender right there.
Well, you know,
And then you get into the subject, the high profile subject of the unaliving of a major player, and things changed because of that. We would not have had certain aspects in government.
or in reality itself, had it not been
Yes,
for.
because of, I mean, look at what they put into play afterwards, because the president was unalived. They put into practice different forms of security in a major way.
Okay, so that's the
And
thing.
even the Pope did. That was, hang on one second, Kayla, because it just triggered a memory. So one of the things that when I was watching this was that when they showed the open, and I have seen that video so many frickin' times in my life, the footage of him with his head and all this other, oh God. But, and sir, I am so sorry but anyway, it triggered a memory of, because of that situation, I remember when there was I think it was the 1980s, where the Pope did he was on the Pope at the time was on a travel thing. I can't remember what the hell it was, but anyway,
Sabbatical or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're driving down a
Tourism.
city street, and they've got a dome, a protective,
Yes.
bulletproof dome, and it was
The
because, and
Popemobile.
I remember the people on the news at that time talking about the reason the Pope had that specific dome over him, clear dome over him, was because of the situation with JFK.
Yes.
Situations like that would not have taken place if it had not have been.
Well, they changed security
for
high-profile people completely based off of
Yes.
the assassination of JFK.
Yes.
Like, you won't see a president riding in a convertible anymore just down the...
No.
It's not going to happen.
There's never,
There's full
ever.
bulletproof
And look at
vehicles, everything.
Mobile.
they're over 50,000.
What?
Nikki froze.
Oh no, frozen Nikki. Oh.
Friend. Well, okay, like, I think we also got to realize how much this changed things.
Which part?
Friend, well,
All of it.
okay. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy changed more things than I ever realized.
Yeah.
Do you know without him, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 would have never went through?
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because,
Her eyes are moving.
Hey,
She's
there we
back.
go. You're back.
Thank you.
Friend,
Yeah, I had to do something different.
While he was president, it had stalled. He had introduced
Oh,
it.
it stalled?
Okay. How much did you hear? Did you still hear all of this?
Oh, I heard all of it. I've heard all of it.
So, yeah, the Civil Rights Act stalled while he was president. He introduced it at the beginning of his presidency, and he couldn't get it through.
Yeah.
Through his death,
Interesting.
Johnson was able to use the grief and the momentum of the United States to pass the act.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, it is also what caused him to put more soldiers into Vietnam, changing the Cold War
Yeah.
and the Vietnam War.
Well, and if you think about it, it also changed
Well,
the trajectory
there's a lot of
presidency
paranormal with those
in
wars.
the first place. Just because Johnson would have never become president, at least at that point, had it not been for the death of... Okay, so you got all of that happens based off of the fact that somebody died during their term. Okay? Because then you get a president that wasn't ever necessarily supposed to have become president, that makes decisions...
Leading to the ratification of the 25th Amendment.
Yeah. Yep.
Friend, because when Lyndon took office, it was such a clusterfuck that we were actually without a president for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah,
and
it
no.
was less.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like what, 2 hours? Because they really, I don't remember the exact amount of time, but it wasn't very long.
It was because what
she was dressed
his first
in
oath?
her suit, still covered in his blood.
Yeah, but his first oath wasn't legal.
no, it wasn't. So technically, we didn't have a president.
We didn't have a president because people, like
a
anyone,
longer
could
period of
have
time.
actually taken power at that point because his oath wasn't. Not the right people weren't at
Ratified.
his oath of signing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I
So-
forgot about that.
Yeah, so
Friend,
there's all that kind of.
that's
fun stuff,
why
too.
now the transfer of power
Yeah, the dynamics.
has been formalized with the 25th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Friend, they did a complete Secret Service overhaul because
That's an understatement.
they had severe lapses, obviously, in their
Yeah.
security.
Yep.
And
No, you don't say.
friend, we also lost innocence within the United States.
Yes,
Yes,
big
because,
time.
I mean, that was the first. Like, okay, so back in.
It was so shocking.
Back then, we didn't.
Nothing
have,
like that could have
what we
happened, and
do
there it was.
today.
Sorry.
Today, like mass shootings and different things like that are almost a daily, if not weekly, like occurrence where we hear about them in the news. We hear about all of this catastrophe that's happening and everything else. Back then, it was considered more of a
Unheard
peaceful
of.
time. Like
In-
people didn't just do that. It wasn't
Innocent.
seen the same way
Well,
as it is.
but-
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also because
Ooh.
it's the fact that we lost. Everyone believes that we lost trust in the American government during Nixon's administration.
No,
But it wasn't.
We lost it.
It was
before then.
JFK's assassination
Yeah.
that did it. Because
Yeah.
the Warren Commission, which reported that, like, it had discovered and reported that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, created
Oh,
suspicion
God.
that the assassination was a conspiracy involving institutions like the CIA, Mafia, or Deep State. Fran,
This is
Yeah.
when conspiracy theory
Yeah.
went nuts.
yes, absolutely.
Yes.
This was
Yeah.
like one of the original like thought process conspiracy theory that fed into 50% of the country believing that something
Yeah.
happened that didn't or something happened that did. And,
Which leads
yes,
back to why the diner is such a freaking
fundamental part.
fundamental place for the United States and for a lot of the world, is because before JFK died, that was where everyone met.
Yeah.
That is where everyone went.
Yep.
JFK's death shattered
And it's
the
those kind of
optimism
diners too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the United States and the world in the early 1960s and initiated a profound long-term distrust in the federal government.
Yeah. That is true because like and you know, this happens now if we think about this, right? We're talking just strictly US government and US thoughts and US right now. But every government has that moment in their systems. Okay? So for like the US it was the assassination of JFK that changed everything and that made everybody right.
To a point.
Wow.
That's the thing. JFK was the first one that led to breaking news. There was 4 days of news coverage across the world.
Yeah.
Meaning people in other countries knew about it within the same day. That never happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I was just reminded of royalty who was notified and what their reaction was. And I'm like, okay, so somebody wanted me to bring that up.
Well, and
I'm not saying who,
BBC
but anyway.
did huge news coverage of it as well, with getting reactions of people in the UK and their reaction to his assassination, and them talking about how much they loved him.
Yes.
Well, see, and that's what I'm saying, though, is that, like, every governmental system has a moment like that where it changes everything for that governmental system. Okay, so, like, for instance, Russia was the assassination of the royal family that ended up changing the trajectory of everything that happened from that point forward in Russian history. Like,
No, I think you might want to talk to a few Russians about that, because depending on who you talk to, it would be Karl Marx.
Well, Karl Marx, too.
Friend Lenin.
But, see, that's what I'm saying.
Friend Gorbachev.
Is that we have these moments in history that change countries, that change the outcome and the trajectory of that country. And I think that for the U.S., yes, JFK was that moment. Okay? But
JFK didn't change the country. JFK changed the world. That's the thing.
yeah, well, yes.
Yeah. Now, and that's what ends up happening in the series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get into, that's why it's such a, I'm really glad, Cole, that you had said that this was a set. I was like, it was a real hassle to find it for me, but I found it. I didn't use I didn't use what was offered, although it was appreciated. My son was able to, my 34-year-old son was able to find me all the kind of links, and I was able to watch it that way. And I appreciate the offer, but I wasn't going to go that route, Cole.
Wouldn't have mattered.
But I it's a really fascinating subject when you get into this, because all the different incredible dynamics of the things that he went through, of the main character went through, and all the little things that you don't really think about that make a major difference in a situation like that, in going back and trying to make a change in time. And it's the little changes, because a major historical event, you trying to change a major historical event, that's like a major no-no.
Right.
There are certain things you're not, as I understand, there's certain things you're not supposed to do. That's one of them. But the concept of this is just wild.
Well, that's the other thing that we don't take into account, and like this show did a very good job of explaining that too, and that is the outcome of what would happen if you are to change something that is that big.
That was a mind bender to me, because I hadn't thought about
all of the little things that happen.
Yes, and the fact of the potential for negativity if he had lived.
Right.
That was a hell of a thought process for me.
Right, like you don't really think about the negative consequences of something that is negative.
You think about the positive.
Yes.
Yeah. You think about the positive. You don't think about the potential of the negative. And the potential of the negative that they showed in this series was horrific.
Was insane.
Oh, it was just horrific.
I'm seeing Nate.
So, I mean...
What?
Okay, so I said I have
You've
plans.
seen Nate.
No, I'm seeing
Nate. You...
So, but my plan would have included 2 different portals. The first one I needed for the 80s to go back and buy stock in, like, Microsoft. Then I need another one to the prehistoric age to build bunkers. I'm saving the dinosaurs.
Oh, God.
Ew.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem I just thought of. Dinosaurs weren't that stupid. They all of a sudden see meat coming out of a portal. Well, now they just dinosaur drive-through. They just figured out their first fast food restaurant.
Now there's a thought process. Holy crap.
Like, could you imagine, like, you find a portal and it leads back to the prehistoric era? And it's right in the den of a set of raptors.
Oh, lovely.
You're screwed.
God. You're toast. But the thought process on if he had lived, the changes.
Yeah. But you
that it's just mind-boggling. I mean, there's so many potential things that could have happened if he had lived.
And that's the thing.
And
I need
then
to go back and watch that last episode now.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and it's like, holy crap.
Because I need to see if there was a black person in the future.
Excuse me?
The Civil Rights Act went through because of his death.
That actually does make sense.
Yeah.
I need to see if they have a black person in that future.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Neither do I. That's the thing. And there is black people throughout the rest of the time periods in that show.
Well, I thought the person that he tried to stop to find out what happened when he went through the ruins was a black person.
Was
he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that would have been a very powerful thing to show is they're gone.
They're all wiped out.
Do you know what I mean?
Because the civil rights
broke my heart.
Happened. Yeah.
Broke my heart. They killed off the high school receptionist. I was like, no, she's such a good person. Yes. Oh, just okay.
They
I was just like, no, she's awesome.
But I want to know, would that guy have still been there saying, you don't belong in this time, if it was somebody else going through?
The hat man with the yellow card. That's how I remember him.
Yeah.
And do you know what that automatically made me think of?
What?
Well, it made me think it was him.
Well, I thought...
See, it made me think of him.
It was him in a different...
Yeah.
Like, I figured that was him older. Like, going through the portal again.
Yes.
Telling himself
They belong in this time.
You don't
That's
belong
a possibility.
here.
No matter which way I do it, she always dies.
Yes. That's why I said I think
Bingo.
it's him repeating and repeating and repeating and telling himself as a younger version of himself that it doesn't
That's
matter.
what I thought.
This is never going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's horrible.
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, it's like getting locked in your own time
Loop.
Yes. So you're in your own loop. You're stuck and continuously stuck in your own loop.
Well, and that's what they talked about was time loops. There was a discussion about time loops. You got to be careful or you're going to be stuck in your own loop.
Yeah. Well, and
now that's a thought process amongst itself. I mean, like, holy hell.
Especially when it's to somebody that we have feelings for. Okay, because human emotion is insane. Okay, so once we develop a serious, full-fledged emotion towards somebody, then that person becomes basically more than just family. That person becomes your person. Okay, so once your person disappears, once your person is taken away, you would do absolutely anything to get them back, no matter what the consequences are to the continuous future. So you would get stuck in your loop because in your loop that person still exists. In your loop that person still has everything that makes them the person that you need or the person that you love.
I mean,
so I would be completely stuck in that damn loop for probably the rest of my life until I died, trying to figure out why it happened the way that it happened, if there was a way to make it better, if there was a way to bring them back without catastrophically ruining the world to do so.
Yeah, because that's essentially what takes place in the movie is catastrophic.
Yeah, and you would be living 2 minutes at a time for the rest of your life without actually moving on from that point in time.
It can't be him.
Hmm.
The Hat Man can't be him.
Why?
Why?
Because that portal only goes back to a certain time.
Yeah.
Friend, when he gets older, or at the end of it, he goes to his time, through his timeline.
This time, yeah.
And goes to her event.
Inauguration or
Yes,
whatever.
and
Yes,
I
but
just love that. That
in
was
that
the last 30
reiteration
minutes.
of time.
God,
So if he went
it's
back
awesome.
after that, okay, so he lived that time period. He saw that she became this, everything else. Okay, 5 years from now, okay, let's say he goes back to the time portal because he gets nostalgic for something, or he says, no, you know what, I think I can fix this to where I am in this time period now, okay? Then it would have started the same loop.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, that's just one reiteration of what could have potentially happened. That's not the set reality of what happened, because the second that he walks through that portal again, no matter how many years in the future it is that he walks through that portal again, the second that he does, it completely changes reality again, no matter what. And it doesn't mean that there wasn't the split concept of two people that are the same person living two different timelines. Because you'd have the one version where he came out and he just let her live and do her thing, right? But you'd also have the version where he continuously kept going and trying to change.
The problem is he can't see himself.
Now that's not entirely true.
Yes, it is.
Okay? How so?
Because it reverts back to the original time every time.
Okay.
Which means he can't be in the two timelines at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible. The storyline doesn't make it possible.
Okay, so what if that's the guy that died of cancer? As
That's true. That's a good point.
The portal always went back to the same time no matter who went through.
Right.
He gave the exact time to James Franco of what time it went through.
Yeah.
Which means he had never been there before that time either.
Now, just because that time portal opens to that period of time doesn't mean that there isn't a time portal somewhere else that opens to a week earlier or a month later or...
Yeah, that's a point. But
I think you're reaching for the stars there.
No. I totally understand that, but the concept of having the guy with the yellow card, okay, the yellow card hat guy, okay, is that he is not the only one changing history. That was the whole point.
Absolutely.
Was that
but I don't think it's him.
And that was just a random fan theory type thing throwing out. But it is the concept that other people are also in this reality trying to change their set futures.
But
so
also
no matter,
because being him would create a paradox.
Yes, but in the end, no matter what he does, going back in time and changing the future, right? It honestly doesn't matter, because if that yellow card guy is still in this loop changing the future, then whatever future happened could completely be altered by the other guy.
To a point, but except for the fact that the yellow hat guy does explain that he is only trying to change one thing, and it's her death.
Yeah.
That's it across history. He's not trying to change any huge significant items. He's just trying to change her death.
Okay, so what happens if her death is the death that happened because he went back? Do you remember that one random girl that died because he went back?
Yes.
Yeah,
what if the death he's trying to change is the random girl that died?
But again, that's reaching past the storyline.
Yeah.
But with time pushing back, when especially when he tried to call his father, like, was that death meant to happen?
See,
was the car meant to go through the phone box?
Right.
That's why it can't be him, is because him trying to call his father created a paradox.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about the kids.
I totally forgot about
Which kids?
The Kennedy kids, because the horrificness of losing their father. I mean,
that publicly too.
Oh my God, yes.
So you
And
know your entire
everything
life you would hear about it
everything
and
Miss
hear about
Jackie
it.
went through. I mean, just
I just saw
oh, I hope I
Nikki
said
turn
that
into
okay.
Helen from The Simpsons. So, somebody
Yeah,
think of the children. For sorry.
oh come on, come on.
No, but you know
No, but
she
I
does.
do. I think about what would have taken place for them if they had not have lost their dad. I mean, things would have been
Well, and like I said,
very
so see
different.
the problem too
Maybe.
is that
Not just globally.
when you have that high profile of a parent, if something happens to them, you never get away from what happened to them.
No,
Because
you never do, and they
every
never did.
anniversary they'd be showing the death. Every time that this or
Yes.
that happened. So it would
Yeah.
be a constant
Society.
reminder to you that this happened to your family member.
I can't
Except
even
for
conceive.
the fact that Kennedy was
Can't even
one of
conceive of how.
the people that the U.S. kind of, to a point, handled it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
On the anniversary, it's not like there's a select few that talk about the actual assassination. Most of what is talked about is what he did for our country, for our world.
Yeah.
It is a celebration of the man.
Right, it's not
Okay.
as
Yeah.
negative as the
Exactly.
anniversaries of other
Yeah,
horrific events that
Yeah.
have happened.
like Princess
Yes.
Diana. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Or like if you think about it, like every
She's such
anniversary
a
of
sweetheart.
9/11, it shows the planes
I
crashing
really like
and
her.
like all of the destruction. It doesn't show any of the reforms and stuff that were made from it. So, yeah.
Yeah, she
Nikki?
showed up a couple of weeks. What?
to the one on your left. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, my left is this way. Is that what you're? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's. Sorry, I kind of lost my. Oh.
Train of thought.
Well, no, I was
Choo-choo.
gonna. Yeah, exactly. Choo Choo is exactly freaking right with tonight.
I want to be the
I'm surprised I've last.
Oh.
I Holy fuck. Oh God. Okay, I gotta calm down. I'm gonna start coughing. That was awesome. What I was gonna say was that Miss Diana showed up about 2-3 weeks ago. I've got her in my notes somewhere, but yeah, I mean, you look at all the way that the world looks at. I
The Royals.
don't want to say it this way, but political deaths.
Yeah.
I mean, we are really humans are extremely graphic, and I don't know how else to say it.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's
we
the thing.
really are.
That's
We're
how you
almost-
say it. We're assholes.
We're almost at the time period for her.
Of or
Very.
for.
The ability to make her movie.
Diana. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With the
Well,
AI
they already
stuff.
did.
They already
No,
did. They just made a really butchered.
Hollywood.
Well, they
didn't
made
make it.
two of. They made two of them.
I mean,
Yeah.
a
Well, they've made
full-on
more of
crash
them than that,
movie.
but
Crash movie.
yeah, yeah.
And to do it well. This
Yeah.
show, even though it was based off of that, they took it in a different. Stephen King took it in a
Direction.
different direction to be
Yeah.
based
Big
around
time.
it, but
Big time. Yeah.
it did frame it around that event.
Yes.
Something is going to be made to do that with her as well. It's just going
Oh,
to take
I'm
a little
sure.
bit more time.
Yeah. We need to get.
Fran.
We need to get over the impact of.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's like we can.
And that's hard to do with somebody that the
Was
public
that
loves so
impactful?
much.
But that
Yes.
well, that's the thing.
Yes.
They have a very particular window where they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Because
we're
I think
almost
once
there.
no, we're there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Because
see,
it
but
has
how
to-
are
it's
her
political.
boys? How are her? Then that gets down to how are the boys going to handle it? Because
That's
now
the
the
window.
boys have kids. The boys have children of their own. I mean, this is man, you're getting into
'Cause I
different
don't
ball
think it
games,
can
and
be done once he's king.
Yeah.
Well, no, and
Well, okay.
and then what about look at Mr. Kennedy, where I mean they've done so many different aspects of his life and different things in movies with him. And his children had to live through that, and now he's got grandchildren, if I'm not mistaken, from his
Yeah, yeah.
daughter. So I'm like,
Well,
this
see,
is something that is going to affect multiple generations to come. Anything that's created,
yeah.
I mean, we're talking about these individuals that have gone to the other side,
Now,
and but there's so many things that the public really wants to know information, but at the same time, the conspiracy theorists are, oh my God, the kind of
crazy
things that
shit.
I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, in the last week that I've been sick, I've either been on my phone and either doing little bits of research on different subjects and I'm just horrified and it's most of the younger. It's
Okay.
those that are below the age of 30
Now,
that are creating more conspiracy theories that don't have anything to do with
here's the big
any.
okay.
Oh my
Here's
God!
the big thing, Nikki. The thing that I
Yeah,
believe, anyways, and I'm not saying it's
yeah.
true. It's just a random belief of mine. Okay,
Okay.
is when we do cycle back and we do make movies or TV shows like this one. Okay,
Yeah.
it is bringing a whole new generation of people that didn't
Oh
live
yes.
through that
Yeah.
into the research portion of, wait a minute, who is this? How did that change us?
Yes.
Like everything else. So whether it's satire, whether it's a truth, whether it's anything, if it brings a whole new generation into looking up the actual details of what happened, then we're not losing the history in the same way that we have before. Okay? So I believe that shows like this, whether or not they're completely made up or whether or not they have some truths or whatever into them, it opens that door for things that a whole generation wouldn't have even looked into had it not been for watching that.
Now, here's the thing. The Kennedy family made no direct public response regarding the 2011 novel or the 2016
Yeah.
Hulu miniseries adaptation. However,
Why would they?
Jack Slossenberg, grandson of JFK, has strongly criticized every other dramatization of his family's life.
Except for that one.
Oh, how interesting.
So not saying anything says a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Miss Jackie never said boo one. I mean,
They're getting
not
asked.
publicly.
That's
Holy
the thing.
crap.
Now, I think when William's king, I think he would have a real issue with them doing something with his mom.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I think at that
Wouldn't
point,
blame him one bit.
he really could put a stop to it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I bet you could.
Right now, I
Hello,
don't think he
king
could,
of a
and I don't
country.
think Charles would have an issue with it,
In the same
depending on how he was portrayed. If he
Yeah.
was portrayed at all.
Ha ha ha.
Fran.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I gotta not say anything on that one because I got choice words.
yeah, Fran. But it
Especially after talking to her,
So
that's the thing. Like, if you look at it,
which wasn't much, but
25
geez.
years is usually the amount of time that Hollywood will wait to create something epic.
Usually, yeah. Sometimes they hit the 30-year mark.
well,
Which means Diana and 9/11
I think that
are
it,
both.
Yes.
yeah, and I think that it is the severity.
But they'd
of
have
the
to release.
event.
Yeah, like 9/11,
Okay,
they did one and it
because
was great.
there are certain things that the severity of the event can change
Movie.
the timeline as to when you can bring up a movie based off of it.
Like, there is a movie off 9/11, based off 9/11, called World Trade Center, and it is one of the greatest movies I have ever seen based on a historical event.
Mm-hmm.
It
Actually,
received,
it was really
it
good.
received no, like,
Academy
That's
Award.
right.
Academy Awards
I
or anything.
remember that.
Yeah.
And they also had the series called Travelers. The group went back in time before 9/11 to try and stop 9/11.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good show, too.
Well, and then there's one
Oh,
just
see, I
about
don't
a
remember
kid that has a very strangled relationship with his father, and the entire movie you don't know what the main area of everything is, and at the end of the movie when they finally are going to get together and actually work on the relationship and making the first steps, the son is waiting in his dad's office for him. His dad is running late, and he's in the 25th floor of the World Trade Center on the morning of. And so, like, it's that moment made it a very impactful movie. I cannot remember what that was called, but it had the kid from Harry Potter and Twilight.
Yeah,
Robert Pattinson. Friend, it was one of his. Friend.
Okay.
And it just
I'll have to look that up.
It just seemed like a heavy drama about a kid
Remember Me.
Yeah. Just about a kid who had major issues with his father.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the last 3 minutes of the film that you finally realize, because the last sound you hear is the plane.
The plane hitting.
Well, the plane coming at it. And you hear the beginning of the explosion when it hits, and then the screen goes dark and the credits roll.
Yeah. No, Remember Me
That's
was actually
awful.
a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which movie you're talking about. I don't remember seeing it, though.
But that's an event where
Hell
there
of a
wasn't one
closing
person in
event,
particular,
jeez.
so they have a little bit more leeway. But I think, like, that's the thing. We haven't had a true Hollywood blockbuster yet.
Uh-huh.
And I think we're at that point now where it's legitimately respectful for them to do it.
Regarding her?
Both.
You mean? Okay.
As long as they're done right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like,
the
to me,
thing.
This show, 11/22/63, was done right.
Yeah, there are a lot of little inconsistencies with it because it's in order to create a storyline that works for the subject matter, and
I do like the idea that he killed the idea of a second shooter.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Like, took the grassy knoll completely out of the subject.
Yeah.
I love that he did that. Friend.
So what's your take on, are you...
on what actually happened?
I had yeah. Sorry, my brain's starting to time out. And I was like, oh, this has got to be... This is not good.
I do believe, honestly, what he portrayed there with the actual event. I believe it was Harvey Lee Oswald, and I do believe he worked alone. And it wasn't an act that was truly premeditated. I believe until that morning he had no idea what he was really going to do, what he actually had the capability to do. And I think he snapped. But he had been involved in this series of thoughts enough that it was just... he had the ability and he took it.
I think that mental health played a huge factor in it.
Yeah.
And I believe
yes.
that once somebody truly believes in
Dark Raven Looney,
their agenda, that they can do some horrific shit based off of that. So I do also believe that it was him and him alone.
How about you?
you're not going to like what I have got to say.
That's okay.
Kennedy did it to himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
It was Jackie.
Holy fuck.
Okay.
Jackie found out about
Oh
Marilyn.
my god, no. No.
Marilyn found out about Jackie?
She came back from the dead. Oh god. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so I had somebody. I'm gonna say this. I had somebody show up. I don't remember what day right now. My days are running together. In the last number of days, I had somebody show up, and I called them ma'am. And what I mean by show up is, I'm talking about a spirit.
Yeah.
And I literally said, okay, I will not do to you what I did to Mr. Stanley Kubrick, who came to see me. And I will not repeat your name and gaga over you. Out of respect, I understand who you are. May I call you ma'am? Oh, biggest frickin' mistake. I got the dressing down from this individual and got told that they were going to be in attendance, and the following day I then had somebody else show up, the male, and I went okay. Yeah, I tried not to do the, oh my God, I can't believe somebody just, and the interesting thing is I mentioned this to another friend of mine, mentioned it in a specific way without naming names of who showed up. And the one thing they asked me is, have you ever talked to presidents before? And it never occurred to me until they had asked, because they triggered a memory of when I was in Missouri with the family and my son was, he was doing some kind of homework assignment because we had gone to Missouri for a specific reason for, I think, like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And we ended up at, oh crap, what is the presidential library in Missouri? I can't think of the guy's name. And that deceased president, I can't think of his name right now. That deceased president followed me around his library, showed up, and I'm like, and back then, when my kid was that little, I was not verbally responding to him. And he's like, you can't respond, can you? And I'm like, uh-huh. He's like, not get off by yourself, but get away from everybody. And I did. And I went down to and matter of fact, I'm on camera, probably looking like I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to that specific president. I'd completely forgotten about that. And I've had other instances where I've talked to other or...
Are you talking about Hoover?
I can't remember the man's name right now. I can picture him, but I cannot think of his name. And I have. And it never dawned on me until my girlfriend had asked, have you ever talked to other presidents before? And I went, no. And then all of a sudden I had this, I was almost like this life-altering realization and memory of when our family was in Missouri, and my kid was real little, and he had a school assignment, and we chose to go to, on our trip, chose to go to the, whatchamacallit, presidential library in Missouri. I just can't remember the name of it. I remember the name of the president right now. I'm so sorry, sir. And other individuals from other presidents, I guess is how I'm going to word that, have come to talk to me.
In
And
Missouri, that would be Truman.
thank you.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry, didn't mean to yell. It just caught me so off guard when I heard it. And I was like, yes. Yeah, very nice gentleman. And the others that I've had, I have brief conversations. He was probably the longest I've ever talked to. And I had questions, but not a lot of my questions got answered by him. It was mostly just little chit-chat stuff. So when you've got famous people talking to you, you're like, oh my God, is this person really? And you're like, you have to check everything. You have to dot your I's, cross your T's, double check, triple check, quadruple check to be sure. I'm like, oh my God. And so when people came to me in the last few days, I was like, holy crap, this is a big deal. And we are going to have a hell of an audience on the other side. I got told who all was coming, and that depending upon what we talked about, they were going to be listening in. And I got told to be reminded of what it was like when Robert and I were on a team together and we were doing something, and we had a very large other side ethereal audience when we were dealing with a very, very dangerous situation. Well, this situation was, I was being told that, yeah, you're going to have an audience. They're going to surround above you. And I went, whoa. And a couple of them may actually stand side by side with you. And I believe I know who Robert was saying, thank you for your service to. And thank you, Robert, for doing that. But and he's off camera right now, so I can't see him. But yeah, it's a hell of an eye opener when you've got these people coming to you, and sometimes they just want to chit chat. Sometimes it's you got questions, you got an opportunity to ask questions. I never asked either of these individuals real questions. I should have, but I didn't, because you're so shocked that they're there. And you're like, oh my God, is this really? And you're like, yeah, this is real. You've got these abilities, Nikki. But what are you going to say to this person? And I'm surprised that they haven't. And I just got patted on the back. Holy crap. Holy crap. Sorry, I'm.
No worries, Nikki. I
a little
do have to cut you off there.
I'm stunned by that. Yeah, no, we're at the time of we're done. So, but, yeah, just folks, this stuff is real. It happens. People come through, and go watch that show. I mean, it is 26. It is from 2016. It is a mind bender. Think about all the little things that something like that would have to take place in order. It's a hell of a mind bender. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cole, I was going to call you Keith. Oh my God, I am out of it.
Last thing, to all my gamer friends, just remember, be careful what you do out there. Be careful what you say, because friend, the person you are playing against could have a time portal on their side, and you never know if they're going to go back and do your mom. So don't say the shit you want to.
My God, Cole! Holy hell! Oh my God!
I'm just saying. All right, everybody. With that, good night. We will see you next week, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, here on the S4 Paranormal Bunker. We are going to do ethics next week because, frick, we need them. So, with that, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.